It's a full slate Saturday in the Gamebridge Super League, and all the action starts right here at Coney Island. Brooklyn FC hosts Sporting JAX in their first ever meeting. Welcome one and all to the show. Welcome to Maimonides Park. My name is Mark Schultz. I'm joined by Christine Huber here on Peacock. Here's a look at where these two teams sit in the standings. Brooklyn looking for their first win since the season opener. Meanwhile, on the visiting side of things for Sporting JAX, just coming off a road victory and looking to stack some road wins here while they're away from home. And talking about that game, they got off to a great start in this one, Christine, but it got out of hand as it went on.
They started fast and strong, but almost blew a 3-0 lead. Tonight, they need to utilize different ways to score and protect the lead if they get it.
You can see here, they were up 3-1 at the beginning of the game going into halftime. End up being 4-3, and there was a little bit of a here we go again situation after they conceded before halftime. They were able to hang on. Any points on the road are always important, but they're not the only team that's struggling with some consistency here, Christine. The first half of games this season has been rough for Brooklyn.
It really has. Their coach says they need a better mindset and a better attitude. Playing at home should help with their confidence and mentality, as they will be motivated to win at home again.
If they can play like they do in the second half for 90 minutes, this is going to be a very good soccer team. So it's just about making the complete 90 minutes here. And one of the players that we'll be looking to help bolster that is one of the returning pieces, Leah Scarpelli.
She can slot between defensive and midfield roles, which helps Brooklyn adjust their shape depending on the pressure. She has composure with the ball. Tonight, look for her to exploit the space on those counterattacks.
And she'll be also looking to limit Sporting JAX on the other side of things. This player needs no introduction. Ashlyn Puerta's been turning heads.
The youngest player in U.S. professional women's leagues to record a hat trick. She times runs into the box well, cuts inside effectively, and can exploit gaps in defenses. She scores goals in different ways, and that just shows her versatility.
And she'll be attracting attention, which will hopefully help her teammates in the attacking side of things. Both sides are looking to tighten the screws and take the next step in quality for the big picture, but are eager to claim 3 points as well. Let's find out who puts out the better product after this break. Kickoff is up next.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gamebridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, great at assists. Gamebridge, great at assists for your savings.
Prinks tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks tires will be there for the long haul.
Hearts. No two beat the same. So we built a team of the best heart surgeons, pioneers of the most modern techniques, who always find the one approach that's best for you. But while each surgery is unique, the outcome is the same: the highest success rates. NYU Langone Health.
First ever meeting between Brooklyn FC and Sporting JAX here on Peacock. We welcome you back in as this one is just moments away from getting started. Let's take a look at how these two teams are going to be starting off. Mark Schoenster, Christine Huber with you here. Some key names missing for Brooklyn.
Sure are. Tonight for Brooklyn, no Jess Garziano, no Kelsey Hill, the captain, September Player of the Month. So that puts in Markovic up top, her first start at that left flank up there. Let's see what she can do.
Meanwhile, on the Sporting JAX side of things, a switch in goalie. Caitlin Parks getting her second start of the season.
Second start, she's in for Gerstenberg between the pipes. If you notice here, they're switching from a 3-5-2 into a 5-3-2. But let's see Hughes and Philpotts. Let's see what they do on the left, the combo, to get players up and forward.
It's the first year of Sporting JAX as a franchise. There's Stacey Bala, along with her very experienced coaching staff, looking to lay the groundworks this year and establish what Sporting JAX soccer is all about, while also, of course, having a good venture in their first year in the Gamebridge Super League. And it's been off to a pretty solid start. Of course, the coaches will be ever picky about the performances. Meanwhile, on the other side, Tomasz Tangahinia, also new in charge in Brooklyn, also trying to establish his foundations. They're also in the building stages of what they're expecting from their players and the level of understanding that comes with the style of play that the Portuguese man is implementing. We're still very early in the season, Christine, and the way these teams look now, it's going to look a lot different by the time we get to the end of this year, let alone we get to May. Our head official is Mary Durr. She sounds the whistle, and we are off and running. Kickoff delivered by Caitlin Parks, the goalkeeper, just sending it over to the corner and trying to pinch Brooklyn back in their own half. Mark Schoenster and Christine Huber with you here on the broadcast on Peacock. Excited to get this Gamebridge Super League Saturday going. It's as full of a slate as we can get. 8 of the 9 teams playing, which means 4 great matches are ready for you. This one kicks it all off. It's always fun to see when, let alone 2 teams for the first time ever clash with each other, but when 2 coaches in their new tenures get to see what the other team offers and what kind of concoction the match makes out of the 2 styles. Brooklyn trying to bounce back from a loss against Fort Lauderdale United last weekend, a 2-1 loss. And you mentioned it a little bit when talking about the difference between how they perform in the first half versus the second half. Their second half performances this year have been pretty good. It's just not been there to start games. And Coach Tangahinia said that the mindset just needs some tweaking. They just weren't quite facing the game the way they needed to, but he offered a lot of compliments to Fort Lauderdale, obviously top of the table, very good team. You gotta have the right attitude if you're gonna go up against a side that's clicking early on in the season. It was mainly a mindset adjustment at halftime, and they were able to come out in the second half, get a goal back, and had some opportunities to tie the game as well.
We find that with a lot of the teams, just being able to put a full 90 together. It takes a lot of mental focus, a lot of concentration.
And when you're putting some of that thought process into remembering what your role is specifically, then you might not have that sharpness throughout the entire match because you're still learning.
And we had the stat up there pregame, right, of Brooklyn, but look at Sporting JAX, right? They were up 3-0, then 3-1. They barely won 4-3. A little nerve-wracking if you're a Sporting JAX fan.
A game that Stacey Bala mentioned was nothing short of entertaining, and they knew that they wanted to start that game strong. You knew that Carolina was coming off of a short week, having played on Wednesday. They made some adjustments since it was the second time they met each other. In that game, too, they had a 2-goal lead, ended up only drawing that game 2-2. And there was a moment where it felt like it was happening again, that the pendulum was swinging in favor of Carolina. They weren't going to be able to get it back, but they did better this go-around and kept firing and were able to get 3 points, and 3 points on the road anywhere, no matter how it looks, is so valuable. But Stacey Bala said it herself, you don't want to feel like you're hanging on when you score 4 goals.
It's hard to score 4 goals as well, especially on the road.
And they're on the road again here this evening. Their first trip up here to Maimonides Park. That's another fun element to a team that's in their first stages as a franchise. You have to get a feeling and understanding for each and every pitch that the league has to offer. Dimensions and the way a field plays is it's gonna change how you're gonna attack a game.
Definitely, there's so many tactics playing against big fields and small fields.
Puerta stepping inside, Ashlyn Puerta squares it across the middle, but doesn't reach a teammate. That is priority number one for Brooklyn, to lock down the 18-year-old.
Brooklyn defenders, they need to know where she is at all times. She's dangerous. The ball at her feet, passing, and in space.
And this offers a great opportunity, too, for Sporting JAX on the other end, which is that, obviously, that is going to be the case for teams scouting out this team, which is that we got to make sure 19 doesn't hurt us first. But that should open the window to the likes of Kenton or Pennock, Hughes, Murray, etc., to have a little bit more wiggle room to do some damage. It's something that they're looking for. Murray able to retrieve the ball, but it's knocked away from her clutches, and that one wasn't kept in bounds, so throw in for the visitors. A player that is off to a ripping start, Ashlyn Puerta, but is keeping a humble mindset, according to Stacey Balaam, which is exactly what you're looking for, especially in a young player. You always got to worry a little bit when a young player starts to have a meteoric rise. You don't want to let it get to their head. You don't want the ego to get too large, but that seems to be the least of Stacey Balaam's concerns.
And if she keeps continuing, yeah, that's going to be offside. As she keeps continuing to be as dominant as she is, she's going to start bringing those double teams. That's going to open up for her other teammates. And honestly, she'll probably start getting her legs taken out. So a lot of it is mentality, right? We know Brooklyn is a very, very physical and aggressive team. Let's see how they handle Puerta tonight.
You certainly can't expect her to bag a hat trick every single game, especially as more and more tape gets on her, that you can start to understand the tendencies, but we'll hold that thought as Murray is in the right channel. Lets it fly inside. Puerta got a boot on it, falls inside. Jones pokes it wide. Sophie Jones looking for her first of the season.
And this really comes from Sporting JAX, their defense, winning that ball and just going forward with it immediately, and winning those second balls in the air becomes so important. Again, especially against a team like Brooklyn. They are so physical.
Murray will carry it forward again. Sliding along the touchline. Kenton will track it down, but she's offside once again. Brooklyn still in the learning stages of their new system. It's a different style of play than what a lot of the players are used to, of course. The head coach, having experience coaching in Europe, has a different background than some of the head coaches here in the Gamebridge Super League. So many of them in the U.S. collegiate level, or playing or coaching / playing in the NWSL in some capacity. There are a lot of different ways to play and attack the sport. And it's just going to take some time. It's a lot of information to take in, and Coach Tomasz Tangahinia mentioned that it is a lot of information to take in, so some of the slow starts in this game he's taking the blame for. But how you look in August, September, October, although the results all count the same once you add them up at the end of the year, how you look now versus how you look at the end of the season, you want to look good at the end of the year. So,
and Brooklyn found that out last year. We had a chat with the coach about that as well, how they started off #1 and then hit that break, and just kind of the wheels fell off the wagon there, and they wound up not making playoffs. So it really is a full season in this Gamebridge Super League.
Marathon, not a sprint. Sport where you really do have to practice patience. There are so many sports and results that you can easily overreact to, but you got to have a process as a team. And from everything I was able to gather, these are two teams that are very committed to that process and they know that what they're building is bigger than any individual result, at least at this early stage of the season.
And Brooklyn's going to want that motivation to win, or they're going to have that motivation to win tonight playing at home. They haven't won since the first game of the season, and that was here on Coney Island.
Certainly have something they'd like to prove. On the Sporting JAX side of things, as Coach Balaam looks along, as I said, similar ideas as far as how they're evaluating the early stages of the season. She said they're focusing on performance first, and she said, look, we have to be better than we were last week, and they got to win in that game. So just because you got 3 points doesn't mean you're going to be fully content in the way your team played in a match. Ball whipped inside, headed up into the air, and will be claimed by Parks. Sheen trying to track that one down, and it glances off of her and out for a throw-in. Coach Balaam saying that they need to tighten up defensively and that other players need to be getting involved in the attack. It can't all just be Ashlyn Puerta. Scarpelli escorting that one. Does well to win a throw-in, though it is not in the most opportune position, throwing deep in your own corner.
And we can already see here, both teams looking to play those long balls, right? Trying to play up over the top to the nines. They're looking for that one-on-one matchup between the 9 and the center back.
With the absence of Hill, Scarpelli highlighted her in our open, donning the captain's armband. 24 years old, from Toms River, New Jersey. Mid-70s in Brooklyn right now. Pretty good weather to be playing the beautiful game.
It looks like there's going to be a nice sunset as well.
Imagine some of the fans here in attendance. Take the day at Coney Island, finish it off with some Gamebridge Super League action to close out the evening. Sounds like a pretty good Saturday to me. Kenton shrugs off the contact. Paige Kenton still inside. That one will deflect back out. And a corner kick incoming for Sporting JAX.
Kenton doing a good job early, just attacking on that outside right flank and trying to dribble everyone by. I love the square ball across the 6 coming from the end line. I think it's the most effective ball in soccer.
I mean, it's really challenging the defenders to do something with it, and they're not in a good spot to do something good with the ball. Usually it's going to result in a corner kick like this if they're able to get their foot on it. Service headed down. Hughes puts that one back into the middle. And that's going to be a foul on Brooklyn. Emma Loving slow to get up, and also the guilty party is deemed by our head official.
She's not too happy about that call there. It's a fair call. Sporting JAX had the ball.
Certainly no ill intent there, but it was a situation where, as you mentioned, lost the bout for the ball and made some contact after the fact. And that cross will leave a little something to be desired. It'll be a goal kick now. Goalkeeper for Brooklyn, Kelsey Doherty from Kennesaw, Georgia, getting her 3rd start of the season. This one will be rolled all the way back to Parks on the other end. Both teams missing their primary, or at least aren't starting their primary goalkeeper on the year. Jamie Gerstenberg, worth noting, is on the bench today for Sporting JAX. Looking to see what Parks can do on the road here. Puerta nowhere to go forward.
Thought she was going to look for Murray in the center of the pitch there.
Philpott's trying to take it forward. Lester will play this to the right-hand side for Murray.
You can see this high pressure from Brooklyn. They're pushing everybody up. And Caitlin Parks, goalkeeper for Sporting JAX, she's already had to use her feet a lot tonight. Almost acting as a sweeper keeper.
Other goalkeeper being forced to get the ball out there quickly. Kelsey Doherty. Been pretty positive here in the first 15 minutes for the visitors. And then the ones trying to break in the attacking third. Cross whipped inside, headed towards goal! A perfectly placed header! And Sporting JAX have the lead. Perfect service and a perfect finish.
It sure was, and I was all set to say how Sporting JAX looks so relaxed and comfortable on the ball, keeping possession. What a great service in, nice bent in, right to the head. Sporting JAX able to deflect it right into the back of the net. Sophia Bowman, great finish with her head.
Bowman's first goal of the season and her first goal as a pro. Coming over from the University of Minnesota. Part of the midfield trio of Puerta, Jones, and of course Bowman. And as I was just saying, they had a positive start to this game and they have now taken advantage of it, reaping the rewards of their efforts.
They look good on the ball, Sporting JAX. They're knocking it about, they're calm, they're composed. If Brooklyn's cutting off one of their passing angles, they just play it back.
And the offside flag will pop up on the other side. Meg Hughes on the service, her 3rd assist. So off to a great start as a supplier this season. 4 goal contributions for Hughes. Also in her rookie season. And that is how the scoring starts in this one. The pattern of the previous games for both sides seems to be continuing here, and we might get a booking. And it'll be our first one of the evening. Hope Breslin gets her 3rd yellow card of the season.
No doubt about this card here. I mean, just completely grabbing Kenton by the waist to make sure she doesn't go any further. And I tell you what, she's had her way on that right flank all night. Brooklyn needs to switch some stuff around defensively to control her.
The goal scorer, Sophia Bowman, will provide service here. Kenton will be one of those taller targets to look for here. They'll play it short, though. Puerta, one-on-one with Scarpelli. Tries to sneak this one into the near post. Select, the official match ball supplier of the Gamebridge Super League and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Ball settled down by Julia Lester. And she'll cut it out to Murray. We were talking earlier about the difference between a 3-back and a 5-back system. Ultimately, it's just about how aggressive you want to be. It looks, so far in this game, it's definitely been more so a 3-back as Murray and Hughes have been getting involved going up the pitch. Depending on how the game unfurls, though, it could have looked more like a 5-back if you're stuck on your own end trying to defend the whole time.
And Sporting JAX is going to look to adjust by what Brooklyn is doing. And we see that they're playing with that high pressure. Their forwards are really pressuring their backs, and that's forcing Sporting JAX to play back to their goalkeeper using Parks' feet.
Good to know your goalkeeper is capable of doing that, because not every goalkeeper is comfortable with the ball at their feet. It is a valuable asset, to say the least. Kenton. That's Bowman running around the right-hand side. Nice feet back inside. Jade Pennock playing it out to Hughes. Hughes rolling it up the touchline. The favor is returned. Like you mentioned, Christine, so comfortable.
So calm, so composed with the ball. And they're getting the Brooklyn defenders moving.
This one settled down. Pennock plays it back to Bowman, the goal scorer. Shielded back, now Lester has it. But an impressive level of composure from the Sporting JAX team early on in this one.
And you see how quick they're moving the ball as well. 1, 2 touches. The ball's going to move faster than a player. Get those defenders moving. That's going to open up gaps, open up space for them to exploit.
And now they have another free kick. Similar vantage point from their previous one. That one resulted in a ball being played shorthanded to Ashlyn Puerta, who gave it a go.
And I like that. Different set pieces that they're showing, and they want to set Puerta up to have that one-on-one.
Bowman curls it in nicely, and it's headed just wide. That's what you're looking for, though.
Brooklyn, their defenders need to get up and start winning these balls in the air, because Sporting JAX is putting some nice crosses in. They're finding players. They're putting it up on a nice fluffy pillow, making it so easy for them to put it on frame.
Kelsey Doherty now down and being tended to. Not something you want to see with Bree Norris already out, unavailable for selection. It's a very busy day in the Gamebridge Super League, and it's some big games as well. I mean, you can go down the list. It's a rematch of the inaugural game between DC Power FC and Carolina Ascent. It's a championship rematch between Fort Lauderdale and Tampa Bay Sun. And then tonight, you've got, or late tonight, I should say, at 9 p.m. Eastern time, you've got the reigning MVP and the reigning goalkeeper of the year duking it out in Spokane over on the west side. I mean, pick your poison. A lot of great games.
Nowhere to go but watching Super League games tonight.
Hope you've got several screens. Get your laptop open, have your TV playing another one of the matches. I think you could probably juggle 2 matches at once and then be switching them as the games are going on.
I'm glad I'm not the only one who does that.
Oh, man. Especially on a Saturday with all the soccer that's being played, you can get 3-4 screens going and you'd still be short on and be missing out on a game that's happening. Good to see Doherty's back up on her feet. Trying to get her defense to lock this down, and they've already let one slip through. I mean, that's such a good ball.
Just not enough ball pressure there by the Brooklyn defense. There's a great service in. And Bowman, I mean, what a great head goal, right? She's still able to get her full head onto it, get it to the far post. Keeper is near post, trying to anticipate that cross, so she goes far post with it. Brilliant finish.
Puerta knocked over. Another set piece incoming. We talk about how physical this Brooklyn team is, and you know they have something to prove in this game. Not having won since the opener. They want to find that answer. They want to muster a response here in the early stages of the season. And they knew they were going to be going up against a Sporting JAX team that would be coming in with a little bit of confidence. And here they come. How about this run? Service into the middle, knocked away. Jones picks up the pieces. Sophie Jones taps it back. Now what'll they do? They'll get a corner kick, that's what they'll do. Grace Philpotts taking it forward this time.
Sporting JAX just coming with the speed on the outside flanks, and I love the fact that they are looking to take players on one-on-one.
Certainly showing the moxie as we get a corner from the left corner flag this time. Floated in nicely, but claimed by Doherty. Assertive from the goalkeeper. That'll be quick distribution up the pitch for Markovic. Well, this one slipping through on the other end. Jade Pennock! Oh, it's just wide. Jade Pennock looking for her second goal of the season. Beats the keeper, but it's not on frame.
I mean, this is a great, it was a deflection that actually sent her off to the races, but it seems like both teams are really looking to hit up their number 9, their forward, their center forward, taking on that lone center back, and we're seeing it from both ends.
They want that verticality. And they also, you want to keep the other team on their toes, that at any time you could launch it up the pitch and challenge them if you get too comfortable and you can commit numbers forward to press from the building in the back. You have to constantly keep in mind that, oh, but they might hit us over top, and you do not want to be exposed in that category.
Both teams just trying to stretch that field.
There's Nayoung Sheen, one of those defenders for Brooklyn. Good pressure here. Ball won temporarily in the channel for the home side. Sporting JAX knew coming into this game they need to be prepared for different looks that this Brooklyn team might throw out for the game. They've operated with some different shapes early this season. Had some unpredictability. You can't just game plan for one thing when a team is showing that they can play in several different ways. Aside that, Stacey Balaam said are good on set pieces, talking about the opposition. She was very quick to emphasize that although it's been a slow start to the year for Brooklyn, you cannot overlook them. You do not want to slip up on this one just because they're looking at recent results.
Sporting JAX just getting that ball out from under their feet just a little too much. Brooklyn able to take advantage.
Grace Philpotts, the guilty person there. Spent the spring window of last season playing for Brooklyn. 6 appearances, a goal and an assist, a little over 300 minutes. Chance to reunite, see some old faces. See what we'll do here. Long distance from goal, but Kroger will rip this one inside, and honestly, unmarked there, Rebecca Cook. There was potential there.
Not a bad service at all. Even last year, Kroger took a lot of their free kicks. She does such a good job putting in the box, picking out players, but nobody there on the back end.
Jones plays it up the pitch. Pennock. The Gamebridge Super League season is in full swing. Visit GamebridgeSuperLeague.com for all the latest information, analysis, and insight into all things Gamebridge Super League. Also the helpful way to keep tabs on all the scores taking place as the day goes along. Certainly be some overlap as these next two matches are getting closer to kicking off. "30 minutes through, a goal in the 16th minute, courtesy of a cross from Meg Hughes to Sophia Bowman, who nodded it home, picking out the far post, the right post, beating the goalkeeper and earning the lead for the visitors, a game that they've had control over up to this point. But this is following the pattern of how these two teams looked last game, which is that it was a great start for Sporting JAX, and then some things went off the rails, but they were able to recuperate and get a win there. And then for Brooklyn, these past two matches, rough start in the first half, and then they look like a different team in the second half. And of course, you'd hope for a whole 90-minute performance, but you could still, as we'll hold that thought, Loving knocked over. Ref will not see anything of it. Play will go on. Cross sent inside, headed towards goal by Cook. Didn't quite get the connection she was looking for, though. A positive spell here for the home side. Scarpelli launches it in over the head of Markovic. Brooklyn will be looking for more of this before the half concludes. As I was saying, you could still hang on to your hopes that you'll make those adjustments that have been successful in these previous few games.
We've had a lot of action in the final third on both sides.
Yeah. Not a lot of dinking around in the middle of the pitch or just passing it amongst your fellow center backs.
I think Sporting JAX is doing a good job with the possession, but they're breaking lines and they're splitting defenders, right? So that's enabling them to be numbers up more times than not. That's why they're able to travel up the field so fast.
Huerta plays it back to Jones. He's knocked over.
We talked about Brooklyn being that aggressive team, and this is exactly what we're seeing now. We get to the end of this first half.
It was funny talking to Stacey Balaam this week. She wants her team to be a little bit more combative and talked about how they're actually right now the team that's being guilty of the least amount of fouls, and she almost saw it as a negative. Obviously, there's a line there where sometimes you make tactical fouls in a game, and sometimes being a little bit more physical means once or twice you're going to be on the wrong end of a call. But she knew going into this game they'd be tested in that category, just how physical you were going to be in a match, and Brooklyn is not scared of some contact.
That's for sure.
And you got to learn how to do that a little bit as a team. You can't be too, I guess, there are a couple words you could use, but you don't want to be too passive. Yes, that's.
I'll help you out there, passive. But you can see how Sporting JAX is, right? You can see how their style of play is. They are doing a great job knocking the ball about. They don't have to foul, and they won't foul if they keep splitting defenders the way they are, because they're getting numbers up. Every time they split two defenders, the ball goes forward and it gets them numbers up.
Jones got clipped there. He'll be the one to restart things. We saw the stats earlier. Possession very much in favor of the home side. They've been dancing around 70% in this game, just keeping Brooklyn pinned in their half.
But they're possessing with a purpose.
Yeah.
They're going forward with it. They're hitting those outside flanks and getting those one-on-one battles on the outside.
And for Brooklyn, Coach Tomasz Tęgahina said that they're in the early stages of everything, not just style of play, but also just how they're going to operate and perform as a club. And really, every team in this league is still in the early stages. This is such a new league. You could even look at where the Player Shield winners are in Carolina Ascent and the reigning champions, Tampa Bay Sun. And it's not like they have the successful formula to just win games every single weekend either. Both off to slow starts this season. There is still a wide open opportunity for any team in the league to really establish themselves as a legacy club, and Brooklyn have intentions of being one of those teams that are year-to-year juggernauts. And like we've already been driving home, that takes time.
And we see both teams here just getting a little frustrated just with the unnecessary fouls.
Ten more minutes to go here in the first half of action. That ball a little bit too long for Markovic.
Bit of a heavy touch there. They're really trying to play her. They're trying to play her through.
Caitlin Parks, 24-year-old goalkeeper, started the season opener, and Jamie Gerstenberg has gotten the 4 looks since then. Moment that left her boot, she knew that didn't go the way she was hoping.
It's in foul territory.
Both her and Gerstenberg in their first year as pros, and both coming from the Big Ten, by the way. Gerstenberg out of Indiana. Meanwhile, it's Michigan State for Caitlin Parks. At least that was her last stop in college, having had spent some time at Wake Forest. Well, a good amount of time at Wake Forest prior to that. A little precarious here for Sporting JAX.
Brooklyn still sticking with that high pressure. So this is what Sporting JAX wants to do. Suck in that high pressure, play it back like they have been, play the way they're facing, look for a switch, and then look to split the Brooklyn defense on the opposite side. That's where the openings will be.
Always easier said than done when you have someone running towards you, but
right.
They've done pretty well at it so far in this game.
And Brooklyn's doing a good job at not stabbing in, right? They're not flying by the ball. They're fast to close down the ball, except for the one goal they gave up. It was really the only time they were slow with ball pressure.
Offside flag goes up, cutting that spell short for Sporting JAX. Two wins this season for this club in its inaugural year, Sporting JAX, both of which on the road. As far as road trips are concerned, it's always a different animal playing on the road versus at home. Stacey Balaam saying that it's all about mentality and about the logistical planning. You need to get that right. She gave kudos to her travel coordinator as we have got a booking. A yellow card being issued here in the first half. So that one will be on Caroline Murray, her first yellow card of the season.
I think she came in with a late tackle there. That's the reason for the card.
As I was saying before that yellow card was issued, their travel coordinator does a really good job of making sure all of the non-soccer boxes are checked off, so then all the coaching staff and the players have to focus on is the actual matchup and what they have to do to get 3 points. And their 2 wins so far have been on the road, and that might be because it is so structured when you go on the road. You have all the planning of, we're gonna eat this at X time, we're going to all meet right after, and we'll have our morning warm-ups. And although you love being home, sleeping in your own bed, every player has a little bit more volition to operate under their own choices, which every player kind of has to figure out what their routine is in order to be in their best, most dialed in space for game time.
And it's nice for the players to have that structure as well, that they don't have to worry about those type of things as they're trying to mentally prepare for a game.
So the decision will be a goal kick here, as we've got 5 more minutes to go in the first half.
A lot of bodies on the ground this half.
Just a physical game.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of expected it from Brooklyn, but Sporting JAX is now picking up their foul game. It's like 8 fouls apiece right now in this first half. 1 yellow card apiece.
Puerta taps this one back, and there's that pressure again, but Sporting JAX able to handle it nicely. How about that combination of passes? It's kept in bounds. And Kenton has it poked away from her. It'll be another corner kick.
Kenton just proving that she can attack on the left flank as much as the right flank, right? Just keep moving her around.
You read my mind. Doesn't matter which side she's streaking down. She is a problem. Service from Sophia Bowman, the goal scorer. A collision with the goalkeeper, and that will stop the play dead in its tracks. Paige Kenton colliding with Doherty.
Doherty getting pretty beat up in the box today. That's about at least the 3rd hit she's taken, but she does a good job getting her gloves to the ball first. Whether there was a foul called or not, she was able to punch that ball far enough out of the box where nobody could get a quick rebound.
That's such an overlooked aspect to goalkeeping that maybe some of the common eyes won't realize. It's not just about saving a shot or saving a cross. It's about where do you redirect the ball to, because you do not want to put it right in a spot where someone on the offense could pick it up and easily poke it into goal.
And that's a ball no keeper wants to just catch cleanly. Just the way it's bent in, anybody could deflect it, so you're just better off being safe than sorry later on. Just punch it high and wide, get it out of the box. Don't give Sporting JAX a second opportunity. Things getting a little feisty on the pitch, which we can kind of expect, right? I mean, both teams are playing hard. Both teams are going at it. Both teams are challenging for those high balls, winning all those 50-50 balls.
And a chippy game up to this point. Both sides bringing the intensity. And with some of the temper flares we're seeing, it'll be nice to have the chance to have the halftime break to cool down a little bit, redial yourself in. But there's still a good amount of time here for another statement to be made before that halftime whistle sounds. And here's Meg Hughes with some space to operate. Stepping into her, Na Young Shin. And here is another free kick.
And we enter the second half where it's going to keep being this chippy. Both teams are going to have to make some adjustments, and the adjustments are going to be, maybe you're not taking players on as much knowing that your legs are going to get taken out, right? It's going to have to be quick passes, receive the ball, get rid of the ball. 1- and 2-touch passing, which I think in this case, what I've seen so far in the first half, that favors Sporting JAX.
Bowman and Puerta standing by the dead ball. It's Bowman again, playing it low. That asked Brooklyn to make a play there. They did. It's a corner kick.
Great job by this Sporting JAX coaching staff on all their different free kicks. All their set pieces have been brilliant so far. And sometimes coaches won't spend a lot of time on it, but when you look at it, how many goals are scored off set pieces, you have to be doing it every practice.
Kudos to Matt Cosgrip, the goalkeeping coach, who's also the set piece coach. Concocting something else here. That one may not have played out the way they drew it up, but they could still work something here. That time it looked like on the receiving end, Georgia Brown.
Sporting JAX doing a little cat and mouse here, keeping that ball. What they actually do, they play the ball back. Brooklyn's defenders, everybody steps as a unit, and then Sporting JAX knows, hey, now we can serve it in over the top. Brilliant play by Sporting JAX.
As you see, 3 minutes tacked on to the 45, and we're halfway through those 3 minutes added on. Rebecca Cook was not happy to be sent off after her injury to be allowed back into the game, and it seems she's still a little bit heated. And she got booked for it. Big shout out to Jordan Thompson, who did what she could to separate Cook from the ref and try to do what she can to help out her frustrated teammate. Lewis tried to track it down. Well, Christine, you talked about how it looked like it was going to be a good sunset at Coney Island tonight, and oh my word.
Look at that.
I mean, that's poster worthy right there. Just a stunning gradient of color there. So we've hit the 3 minutes, added on, of course, there was a stoppage or two here, so maybe one more play in the docket, but that's all entirely up to Mary Durr, our head official. Scarpelli. She'll launch it down the pitch. And the halftime whistle will sound. 1-0 your scoreline. Sporting JAX with the lead on the road. They looked incredibly comfortable, and they did a great job throughout that half, asking questions And they broke through in the 16th minute across from Meg Hughes to Sophia Bowman. I mean, you got to be pretty happy if you're the visitors up to this point. But the game is far from over, especially when you look at the body of play for Brooklyn this season. A much better second half team than first half team, so a lot of work to be done for the visitors and a lot of time for the home side to muster up a response and not only find an equalizer, but potentially also take all 3 points here at home.
And if you're Brooklyn, you're looking at those stats knowing, hey, we're not very good this season in the first half. We can now turn around the second half. They need to stay a little tighter defensively, a little more compact, because Sporting JAX keeps splitting their defenders. And offensively, they just have to get in the right flow. They have to get that ball, connect with their players, and get behind the Sporting JAX defense.
All right, well, we have got someone on the mic here for us on Peacock. We've got the defender for Sporting JAX, Julia Lester. Julia, first off, we thank you for taking the time. This group is operating with a lot of confidence right now. We've been talking about it on the broadcast. How confident does the group feel at this moment?
Yeah, I mean, we feel really good. What we've been working on this last week has been showing in the trainings beforehand. So, you know, we can't ask any better than this right at the moment.
Looking at that first half, what adjustments have to be made for the second half so you guys can get into the box even more and get more quality shots off?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's just staying calm on the ball, you know. We've been showing what we do best, and I think we can always ask for more, and it's just staying calm in the moments.
Well, Julia, we appreciate just how calm y'all have operated for 45 minutes. Best of luck in the second 45, and we thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
With that, we have got halftime coming up here on Peacock. 1-0 your scoreline. Sporting JAX up 1-0 on the road against Brooklyn. But there is still a lot to be unraveled in this game. We can't wait to go through it with you. Halftime content, though, coming up next. We'll see you after this break.
Today we went to the beach, and it was totally worth it. Get double points this fall at Best Western.
What makes Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water unique? It's our commitment to making our bottles from at least 50% recycled plastic. In fact, Crystal Geyser is the only beverage company in the U.S. to exclusively own and operate 2 plastic recycling facilities. And you can help us make an impact too by always remembering to recycle your bottles. Crystal Geyser Alpine Spring Water. Simple, but not easy.
Success doesn't come easy. It takes grit, hustle, and relentless effort. Every step forward brings you closer to greatness. This is your moment. Elevate your game. El Jimador Spiked Bebidas.
hearts. No two beat the same. So we built a team of the best heart surgeons, pioneers of the most modern techniques, who always find the one approach that's best for you. But while each surgery is unique, the outcome is the same: the highest success rates. NYU Langone Health.
Halftime at Maimonides Park at Coney Island. 1-0 in favor of Sporting JAX over Brooklyn FC. Mark Schoenster, Christine Huber with you on Peacock as we take some time to talk about news across the league. But we're going to keep it in Jacksonville because the first of at least 5 mini pitches provided by the Gamebridge Super League and Gamebridge has been built. It's over there in Jacksonville, and that's just a great opportunity to grow the sport in local communities because you need pitches to play the game on.
And it's one of the things, Gamebridge Super League, what they do is they make relations with the community, and this is exactly it. Get the youth playing, get them coming up through, and they've done a great job with it.
And hey, maybe a future Sporting JAX star or a future Brooklyn FC star will be birthed on that pitch. You never know. Meanwhile, this is the slate of games that are all coming up here on Peacock. We talked a little bit about it going into, or during the first half, I should say. Are any of these in particular you're really excited about?
Well, you're looking at Tampa Bay's Sun taking on Fort Lauderdale United, a rematch of last year's final.
I mean, can't get much better than that. Also right now, first place versus ninth place, but you know, when a little bit of rivalry action's in, you throw those out the window. It's an entirely different game. We got some halftime content, more so, coming your way after this break on Peacock. 1-0 your scoreline. A stunning sunset acts as the roof here at Maimonides Park as Sporting JAX has a 1-0 lead over Brooklyn FC. Mark Schoenster, Christine Huber with you here. Still on halftime here, so let's take a look at two of the best chances from that first half of action, Christine, starting off, of course, with the goal.
And to me right now, just not enough ball pressure by Brooklyn. They're able to just serve it in. Great service and even better finish from Bowman with her head. Credit number 10 Hughes with that cross in there.
Bowman's first goal of the season from Edina, Minnesota. Knocking it home, her first professional goal. Pretty significant stuff. And then they had one other chance on this patient corner kick.
And we see Hughes just sending great balls in. I mean, love to be on the back end of this if you're a forward, but unable to finish is Georgia Brown. And we talked to Coach Stacey Balaam, and she said she wants them to execute more, and I think they can still do more of it.
Well, the story continues to be this way for Brooklyn, which is that these first halves have not been really impressive, but you look at the numbers in the second half of games this season, maybe this is just the formula for success early in the season for this side.
Better things to come, hopefully, for Brooklyn. Right now, it's really leaning towards Sporting JAX.
They've scored all of their goals in the second half of games this season, Brooklyn. Can they do so again here in the second half of this game? We're going to step aside. When we come back, we have got the second 45 minutes for you here on Peacock. Can't wait to get it going.
Yo, Ryan. Awesome pics, yo. Yo. Yeah, I've been seeing you on Facebook.
Did we get a game ball?
Yourself. You're helping me build the collections. Thank you. Having a good time, that's all.
The game balls are coming out.
We welcome you back. The second half on the docket here at Maimonides Park. It's nearly a full moon, 93.6%. Mark Schoenster, Christine Huber with you. on Peacock as we're moments away from getting this one going once again. Sporting JAX with the 1-0 lead over Brooklyn FC. As we are moments away from getting this one going once again, Marie Dirt returns to the pitch. The two sides have switched ends. And we'll see what kind of tweaks were made during that halftime break that'll change the way this game looks. We're back in the fray, and we're ready to go once again. There will be just one change to the personnel to start off the second half, Christine. It's a change for coach Tomasz Tangachinia, and it's Emily Pringle subbing in for Anna Markovic. So Pringle getting her 5th appearance of the season. Always loving to draw connections between players too. Pringle will be happy to be matched up against Paige Kenton once again.
Former UPenn teammates. From what I'm told, they're very good friends, so we'll see if they go at it today on the pitch.
Always love a little competitive rivalry, a friendly rivalry. Also always a great suspect for the jersey swap after the game. You get that former college teammate jersey swap. There's Caitlin Parks, once again getting her 2nd start of the season for Sporting JAX. Pennick swerves inside and plays it in the center. The goal scorer, Sophia Bowman, plays it out wide. Caroline Murray now at the edge of the 18, plays it across the middle, knocked back out to her. Murray, 2nd service, once again rejected by Brooklyn.
Kroger able to pick off both of those services in.
Always a busy beat, Samantha Kroger. Murray curling that one in. It'll sail over everybody. And now Grace Philpotts to Hughes. Another ball from Hughes, headed away. Always ready to whip in across. McHughes now leading the league in assists with 3 of them in the early stages of the Gamebridge Super League season. That one's cut in nicely. Kenton blocked away.
Nice through ball there by Sporting JAX. I thought Kenton was going to lay it off. She had a runner coming into the center of the pitch.
Instead goes for goal, blocked by Alice Barbieri. And a corner kick for the visiting side from the First Coast. Bowman plays it short to Puerta. She'll go along the byline. Puerta still there. And they'll have another go from the corner flag.
I like the decisions that Sporting JAX is making on their free kicks. You saw they were numbers up, 2 versus 1, so they played it short and took them on. And it's the same situation here. 2 players right now. They should play short again.
Service sent in. Tracking this one down is Grace Philpotts. And now they'll try it from the other vantage point on the corner kick.
I think they were going for Olympico on that last corner. Almost bent right in.
It'll be Grace Philpotts to deliver the corner kick on this end. We've been seeing a lot of Sophia Bowman on these dead balls. That one played shorter, parried away. It'll be Philpotts again. That one scuffles through, and claiming it is Kelsey Doherty. Stepping in for Bree Norris. It'll be a 3rd start of the season. Kelsey Doherty coming over from Celtic.
Sporting JAX now coming with that high defensive pressure. Looks like it pans out for him.
Let's roll all the way back to Parks. She'll launch this one up the field. Scarpelli heads it forward to Breslin. Sheen is able to play it out to her left-hand side. Scarpelli now with the long ball. And she might have Lewis here. Just too far ahead of her.
Brooklyn still sticking with that same game plan of sending it long and sending it up over the top in the middle.
It just takes one time for it to connect, and it could be 1-1 here. Pringle swerves inside. Does well to get out of a tight bind and find some more space to operate. It'll be Pringle going forward once more. Some numbers now moving into the 18 as this ball is whipped in. Headed out. Lewis. Tried to knife that one through. And now Jones will roll it back to Caitlin Parks.
Kroger reading it well again.
Kroger, a young player in her second year as a professional, her second year also with Brooklyn FC. Turned a lot of heads last season. Key part of the spine of this Brooklyn formation. And a player that's still humble and ready to learn. Coach Tangahina mentioning that player who's very good, but still has some inexperience, so there's another gear to her. But she has a really good left foot, which is a quality that he values a lot in a player. Always need some good lefties on your team.
I've been very impressed with her today. She switched on the right side to the left side, and she's been dominant on the flanks the entire first half. Uh-oh.
Well, that was nearly a great opportunity for Sporting JAX. Couldn't quite be corralled in. That one bounces off Bowman.
What's scary about this Sporting JAX team is you can see their ideas and they're still not connecting on all their passes, which is scary, right? Once they start playing together more, once they get that chemistry going, they're going to be very dangerous on possession.
We've seen some good examples of what it looks like when it's working, and we've also seen a lot of examples where it's just a hair off the mark. But if they could click on those as well, like you said, it's going to be a handful to deal with. Puerta has a run going forward. Pennick from the left-hand side, she's offside. Her run just a little bit late coming from Puerta.
Tough one there from Puerta because I think that ball bounced up a little bit, so she had to take an extra touch to be able to corral it, and that was the reason why her teammate ran offside.
Pennick with some room to work. Rips it on goal. Straight into the hands of Doherty. This one will roll over to Cook. Rebecca Cook. Just bigger and stronger
Yeah.
there. And her cross is claimed by Caitlin Parks.
Philpott's just got run over by Cook.
Philpott's at 5'5", Rebecca Cook 5'11", so.
Good 6 inches there.
Yeah. You know, Rebecca Cook's operating with a little bit of edge right now. Had some frustrating moments at the end of the first half, and will certainly be looking to prove herself and prove her team's proof of concept here. Now Young Sheen knocked over. Free kick incoming for the home side.
And in Cook's defense, I really don't feel like she's touched the ball a lot. Like, they haven't been playing directly to her at all. Shinny trying to get that quick turn there, and instead gets her legs taken out. See, now Cook's smiling and having a little fun with the defenders.
It's hard as a striker when you're not getting as involved as you'd like.
It's hard when you look up at the scoreline, right, and you see 0 goals for Brooklyn, and I know I was a forward. If I didn't score in 45 minutes, I'd be upset with myself. So I think that's just the forward, the number 9 mentality. You want to score every single time you touch the ball, and you want to put that team on your back.
Pringle does well to settle that ball, and now she's tearing it forward. Pringle rolls it towards goal. It's off target.
Pringle's been quite the energizer since coming in at halftime. She's done a good job. She's taken her space out here in the midfield. She's getting involved. She was even the one at the beginning of this second half who was the one who was starting the high pressure.
Kroger picks that one off and tries to let it fly herself. Just didn't quite hit it right. But once again, you talked about it. She is diagnosing passes and reading them before they happen.
She's reading it very well. And we've also seen Sam Kroger hit shots from that distance before.
Certainly more moments of positivity here in the second half for Brooklyn.
And this goes back to our stat, right? Poor first halves by Brooklyn, different team in the second half, and we're seeing it again right now.
And we're starting to see them reap some more of the rewards of that pressure they've been throwing throughout this game, which can sometimes be the case. It takes some time. It takes some more tired legs, tired minds for those poor decisions to be made by your opposition. You keep pressing them, eventually you start to find the cracks. And we're seeing more turnovers in their own half for the Sporting JAX team. And that doesn't happen if you're not applying that pressure for the 55 minutes up to this point. You can see Coach Tangahina getting more demonstrative there in front of his bench.
He's getting them motivated. He's trying to get them going. And at halftime, I said Brooklyn just needs to get into the flow offensively, and you can see that now. They're starting to connect on passes. They haven't really connected on that long ball yet, but like you said earlier, they just have to connect once.
Yeah. Down nicely by Cook. Rolling out the red carpet for Loving as there is a collision on the field. Loving slow to get up. Play will move on though. Cook couldn't quite reel that one in, so she did what she could with it, launching it towards goal.
And that's why she's so dangerous when she gets the ball. It's exactly her job. She's going to stretch that defense, go as far as she can to create as much space as possible, and when she gets that ball on her feet, she explodes towards goal.
On the other end, Paige Kenton, all by herself. Kenton now has some help inside the penalty area. Brought down by Puerta. Well done by Doherty. Staring down the top goal scorer in the league. She steps up quickly and smothers that opportunity before it can leave the boots of the 18-year-old.
And this is a great read by Doherty here. I mean, she just takes it like taking candy from a baby, takes it right off her foot, coming out strong with her hands and uses her whole body to just scoop up and swallow the ball.
Substitution for the visitors. Bailey DeSmit sub on for Caroline Murray. There'll also be a change for Brooklyn, as Antoinette Williams is readying to get into the game for Sophia Lewis. So Williams for Lewis, and Murray out for DeSmit. Just the second appearance of the season for Bailey DeSmit, so a chance to get in some good minutes here with about a third of the match still to go. Williams just subbed on. She's persistent. Had 2 to 3 players all fighting for the ball with her, and she was not going to go down easily.
She almost made it through.
Worth noting, Antoinette Williams has a bit of a habit of being an immediate impact when subbing into the game. Scored 30 seconds in after coming off the bench in that game against Tampa.
That's what you call a super sub.
So she's someone who is shot out of the cannon when she comes off the bench. But intermittently the starter and an option from the dugout depending on the day. And here she is now. And the ball poked away by Puerta. So 2/3 of the way through this match. The difference still just that lone goal from Sophia Bowman. The first half controlled by Sporting JAX. The second half, it's a little more up in the air now. Brooklyn have started to wake up in this game, and it's the pattern of the season so far. These second half performances have been sharper from the home side. So this is just the first of 4 games to play this evening in the Gamebridge Super League, and already 2-0 for Carolina in that game against DC. Mercado and George both getting on the board. I think that Carolina team has been playing with a lot of frustration today.
Yes.
Some results have not gone their way in tough fashion.
And George, as we know, played with Brooklyn last year. Now trying to, or is helping Carolina with those assists and goals.
Rolling ball up the pitch. Cook trying to track it down, but Georgia Brown. We mentioned earlier how Rebecca Cook was able to be a little bit bigger and stronger than Philpotts, but Georgia Brown, that's a tall center back, 6'2".
Georgia Brown.
Not gonna get bullied around so easily. That's a great anchor to have in your defense. And intervening there on the cross. Let's stay with Brooklyn. Oh, that's a little awkward.
That whole sequence was awkward, from the illegal throw in to the player not recognizing that the ball was there.
Stay up to date with the Gamebridge Super League. Sign up for the Super Newsletter. Get news about your favorite team and stories from around the league delivered directly to your inbox weekly. Sign up at GamebridgeSuperLeague.com/newsletter. Down on the ground there was Jordan Thompson. And this one will be taken again. An official says, all right, let's do this again, one more time. Take it from the top.
The referee doing a good job with communication with the players, just letting you know she's right here, she's seeing it. It's going both ways, in my opinion.
Looking to quickly restart here. Not getting the look they want though, so they'll be a little bit more tempered. Cook settling it down. Rebecca Cook tried to sneak it in between the two defenders. How about that pressure from Williams? Once again, Brooklyn are losing the ball, but then immediately counter-pressing, winning it back. Scarpelli laying it out to the left. Looking for a window to provide a cross. Pringle will roll out of bounds for a corner kick.
And it just seems to be the tale of halves again for Brooklyn. Brooklyn struggling in that first half, really coming alive in the second half. They're looking good right now.
And here's a good indicator. This is their first corner kick of the match to Sporting JAX's 7. But now they're starting to generate those chances, which is going to result in corner kicks. Kroger and Scarpelli, 2 of the returning players from the inaugural season.
Looks like they're all on the roller coaster right there in the box.
All whipped in, and it's in! A roller coaster finish on the corner kick. Brooklyn are back level. All aboard the Olympico ride, Leah Scarpelli.
Our player to watch, Scarps, able to bend this ball in, and Olympico for Brooklyn, which ties this game up 1-1.
Just a moment of individual brilliance from Leah Scarpelli. Her first goal with Brooklyn. Didn't score one last season, but was an ever reliable player on that team. And just whips it in from the left corner flag.
We're gonna have to call that the roller coaster formation. All arms up. Parks was not able to see that ball come in. Lost her balance going backwards, whether she was touched or not, and it's straight into the side netting.
The response from Brooklyn once again showing here in the second 45 minutes. Christine, you love 90 minutes, but it's really nice to know that this is a team that's going to bounce back every single game in the second half of action, no matter how the first 45 minutes go.
And at halftime, I said, no worries, Brooklyn, better things are to come. And they have come out to play the second half.
And now the question is, can they find another one, or will Sporting JAX provide a counterpunch? And this looks more like the performance Brooklyn and coach Tangahina were looking for coming into this game. The messaging this week is the messaging that they're going to have throughout the season. He said, we need to win, we need to perform, and we need to be dominant on the ball. Take care of the ball. That high pressing that we knew they were going to throw coming into this game, especially here at home. You want to be aggressive. You want to create turmoil and mayhem in a visiting team, and it's starting to pay dividends here in the second half.
I think a big difference between the first and second half, because they were pressing high and hard both halves, it's that second ball, right? How many times have we seen Kroger pick it up, where in the first half, they weren't there. It was still Sporting JAX getting the ball through, splitting defenders. Now they're able to pick up that pass, and they counterattack quick, and they're able to connect with each other.
Do you think some of that's also just Brooklyn gaining a better understanding of the tendencies, too, of the Sporting JAX team? Because you can watch tape all you want, but it's different when you're actually out there playing against a side. And once you see the courses of action that they like to take, then you could start reading those passes a little bit more.
I think he had the game plan set up, and the players were trying to do it in that first half, but then they realized those few adjustments in second half.
Ball falls through for Cook! Oh, it's denied off the line! Brooklyn nearly got another. They'll continue to apply pressure. Jones trying to get out of the hay. And now Puerta has a player streaking ahead of her. Ashlyn Puerta steps inside. She shoots and it's denied. A sliding challenge knocks it away. Jordan Thompson intervening. Here's a look at that last opportunity for the home team.
Brooklyn just taking their time with that was Rebecca Cook. I think she had all the time in the world, which she did, but it was cleared off the wall off the line by Sporting JAX.
Intervening before it could reach Cook's teammate inside the 6-yard box. And now a corner kick on the other end for Sporting JAX. Philpotts. It's played short. It'll be Philpotts again from a different vantage point. Miss hit and then whiffed. Here could be a counterattack opportunity. Scarpelli already has a goal in this game. Just played too far ahead of Kroger.
She's not happy with her decision there.
20 minutes to go in this game. It is now buzzing with life. Scarpelli takes it forward once again. Lovely step inside. Shook off Julia Lester. Ball lofted into the 18 and caught by Caitlin Parks.
Brooklyn just playing higher altogether from the back line to the midfielders up through, and it's just closing down those gaps for Sporting JAX.
Philpotts plays it forward. Pennick does well to hold up play, finds Puerta. And here they come again. Lester trying to find Pennick inside, but look who's there again, Samantha Kroger.
Yep.
Meg Hughes trying to feed it into the middle. Spills back out for Bowman. Sophia Bowman rolls it to her right-hand side for Lester.
And look at Brooklyn, right? Everybody back behind the ball, nice and tight, nice and compact. Nowhere for Sporting JAX to go.
Scarpelli boots it away. And it will roll out once again by that Brooklyn dugout. Christine, I know that there are people that love the cool coach who sits on the bench, arms crossed, just very thoroughly analyzing the game, just darting their eyes around, and that could be a great demeanor to have, but I love a coach that's out there animated. And
oh, I do as
just
well.
Gesturing, throwing their arms around. It brings me joy.
Kumas, I mean, he's going crazy on the sideline. I love it. Just getting his players going, getting that motivation.
Just exuberant for the game.
And all of a sudden, Sporting JAX, they're not calm or composed anymore. They had so much patience in that first half, and now a little bit of craziness going on.
Long ball searching for the run of DeSmit. As you mentioned, just been a little more frenetic here in the second half. Pennick trying to chest that one down, and streaking out is Kelsey Doherty to claim that ball. Hughes plays it back into the middle. Pennick knocked over by Thompson, and that may be a booking. Depending on the severity as gauged by our head official, Marie Durr. And it looks like Jordan Thompson's gonna get away scot-free.
She escapes that one.
And now will be, in a way, a truncated corner kick with where this free kick will be taken.
And you never know what's gonna come with the tricks we've seen coming out of the bag from Sporting JAX so far on their set pieces.
They've had the lion's share of set pieces in this game. Look at Puerta, the corner of the penalty area. Bowman rips it in, and that one is taken for the team. Samantha Kroger. I mean, wow.
Again.
That one might have you seeing stars for a moment.
Yeah.
Looks like she's walking it off, though, but that one did not look like it was very comfortable.
And she's done such a great job winning the balls.
Ball dips in, headed in! And Sporting JAX find their answer. The visitors back in the lead. Let it go in on a corner kick. Find their answer on a corner kick.
The 9th corner kick. 9 of them is what it takes for Sporting JAX to score off of one of them. Love this. Look at that. She is up and above 4 different Brooklyn players to win that ball. Get that power. She just redirects it on the goal.
Paige Kenton showed a lot of dangerous moments in the first half, and then it took a set piece for her to get on the board for the 2nd time this season. I was just about to say, Christine, that although the Sporting JAX team has had so many set pieces, it's Brooklyn who are able to score off of one, and then Sporting JAX just turn around and were able to get one themselves. As we get a substitution during that break, Samantha Rosette subs on for Hope Breslin.
Brooklyn is 100% on scoring on corners today, 1 for 1. And Sporting JAX, 1 for 9. And I talked about earlier, how many goals are scored off set pieces? It's so important to have different looks, different set pieces.
So with just over 10 minutes to go, plus whatever stoppage time, that's the amount of time that Brooklyn have to find another retort. It's been good in the second half, but all it takes is one set piece for Sporting JAX to bring it back level again. And they've had a little spell of possession here after they conceded, and they'd like to keep that going. But now here comes Rebecca Cook. Cook one-on-one with Georgia Brown. She'll drag it back. Falls to Loving. Loving knocked over the penalty area. Ref not going to call it. Well, we're going to have to look at this again because, let's see.
To me, it's just looking like feet are tangled. Tough one there. I'm okay with the no call. Not enough for me there.
DeSmit on the other end tries the shot, falls through, and it'll pop over top. Julia Lester couldn't bring the airborne ball down. I think I'm with you there on the no call.
Yeah. I mean, her feet were nowhere near the ball. But you know what? Credit Rebecca Cook. I thought she did a great job, 1, getting to the ball, and 2, holding it up. I think she made the right plays there to set up her teammate.
Pennick doing everything she can as she was losing her balance. And this will bounce along and into the penalty area for Caitlin Parks. We'll let it roll to her. backing up as she goes. We'll start to get into gamesmanship mode here before too long for Sporting JAX, especially on the road. So the offside flag went up there, I suppose, because that's why the sub is being allowed, even though Caitlin Park definitely picked up that ball. So Jessie Hunt will sub in for Jade Pennick. This will be Hunt's 5th appearance of the season. She's got to be pretty stoked for her teammate, Sophia Bowman, getting a goal and an assist in this game. They've known each other for quite a long time, both from Edina, Minnesota. So although you spark some new friendships when you join a new team, that's certainly not one of them. I hope you've been enjoying this show here on Peacock. We now have 3 games underway here in the Gamebridge Super League. Saw earlier. Oh, look, DC's got one back. It's an own goal from Sydney Studer, excuse me. And then also the championship game rematch is now officially taking place between Fort Lauderdale and Tampa Bay.
But don't leave us yet. We have an exciting one going on here.
Sure.
I have a feeling Brooklyn is not done. They are going to keep up this high pressure. They are going to send players forward.
Pringle into the 18. Emily Pringle trying to find an avenue to shoot. Takes another go, but neither one of them gets very far. I'd say it's a bit messy. There's a lot of colliding happening. And this time it'll be in favor of Sporting JAX. Will be played forward by Caitlin Parks. A rocket down the field from Parks as she searches for Bailey DeSmit. Hughes. Nearly worked nicely for DeSmit there, but it'll be Brooklyn ball. Cook got knocked over.
Good call there.
The ups and downs of this game. That's what you're looking for as a viewer, especially if you're a neutral viewer. Of course, maybe if you're a fan of one of these two teams, the heart rate doesn't like the emotional turmoil that this game has provided. Especially as these teams are both still in the growing stages of the season, trying to figure themselves out while getting results. Kroger dragging inside. Samantha Kroger still going. Ball still live. Barbieri knocked over. It's fair play as this ball's cleared up the pitch. Doherty has to track back for a moment, but ultimately not too stressful for her. Nobody near her.
I thought Kroger had the time and had the space to get a shot off.
Sheen. It's tied along the touchline, and a free kick now for Brooklyn.
Brooklyn's going to want to take their time here just to make sure they get this service in right.
It's a good ways from the penalty area, so it's going to take something special to pose the threat of a header from here. Kroger is going to try for the special, though. It's not a bad service. Brown provides the clearance.
Kroger's always been the set piece taker for Brooklyn last year and continuing it this year.
She does a little bit of everything, Samantha Kroger. I don't know how necessary that was from Antoinette Williams. Oh, won't result in any sort of foul here, but you can see Marie Durr talking to her about it. I thought it was an interesting point when we talked to Stacey Balaam. You asked her if there was any sort of advantage that the Sporting JAX team had watching the league last year and assessing everything as far as preparing and knowing what to expect going into year 2 for the league, year 1 for the club. And she said, look, we still have some growing pains as far as getting everything right, both as a team, as an organization, especially because this year the talent is even stronger than last year, which you would imagine would be the case in the league that's in its infancy stages. Each year it's going to get a lot better as Cook quickly throws this in. Rosette tries to beat the keeper, and she does! Heads up, Samantha Rosette! What a goal from the substitute! A looping finish!
Credit Cook on the quick heads-up play to send this ball in. Rosette able to capitalize. I mean, this is not an easy finish, right? It's a chip, she has to get it up, but it also has to be soft enough where there's enough time for it to drop down over the keeper.
Rosette, another one of the returning players. A New York City native from the Bronx. And that is just a wondrous finish. Heads up play from Rebecca Cook to quickly throw the ball in, seeing the keeper had come out. And then that is some excellent work from Rosette to place that perfectly. 2 fantastic goals from Brooklyn in this game.
You know, Parks came out of the goal to clear that ball. She was trying to clear it out of the stadium and forgot that the sideline balls are right there for Cook to do a quick throw-in.
Yeah, shout out to the ball kids around who are ready to distribute here for their home team.
That's a home field advantage.
Yep, 100%.
You know, and now we're looking back, right? Sporting JAX last game up 3-0, only win 4-3, and now they've let their lead slip away again.
And here's Pringle. They're hungry for more. Williams back to Sheen, and the whistle sounds because it looks like a player still down. So a fun little factoid for you. First half of action, Brooklyn very unproductive, just 1 total shot. They got 7 of them here in the second half. 2 goals. 2 fantastic goals, mind you.
2 different teams from first half to second half, and we saw those stats, right? We've talked about it, but I mean, that is a big difference between first half Brooklyn and second half Brooklyn.
We need to look at that last one again because, I mean, fantastic.
Just really a heads-up play by both players. Cook to throw it in quickly, Rosette with the heads-up play that Parks is out of the goal, and she just needs to chip it over.
An excellent technical ability. 1 touch off the chest, whack. I mean, that's really good stuff from Rosette.
And I think she looked like she was even a little surprised that it went in. She saw it. She saw the space, but I tell you, that's a tough chip. It's just hard to judge to be able to get it that high to get over the keeper and then to drop down behind the keeper, but yet still make it into the goal.
We're in the 90th minute now. We'll see how much stoppage time is added on here, but with the chaotic nature of this second half, I think it's safe to say that we're still going to have some at least close calls with a game winner here. Right now, Brooklyn looked the better side for it. Thompson stepping forward. Still Jordan Thompson, curling it inside! They break through! Second half Brooklyn, it's a different animal. A fierce finish from Rebecca Cook.
And how about this? I mean, just a different squad this second half. Thompson able to get this nice service in. I mean, that is a perfect ball. Cook, all she has to do is redirect it. That goal is wide open for her, and I tell you what, she is not going to miss that goal.
Second goal of the season for Rebecca Cook. What a turnaround here for Brooklyn FC. It has been aggressive. It has been about generating turmoil, and they have been laser focused here in the second half of action. And they even tied the game and then went down again. And their response has been fantastic. Now JAX on the other side, Sporting JAX. Looking to see if they could find a stunner here in stoppage time to tie the game.
And you kind of felt when Brooklyn tied it up, you didn't think they were done yet. They were not happy with just getting a point or just ending with a tie. They still kept their foot on the gas pedal, still continuing with that high pressure, and just kept going forward.
So after a very involved 90 minutes, Samantha Kroger will sub off for Kiki Markovic, who will be making her debut for Brooklyn. One of the two Markoviches who were brought in this season. So now both sisters have gotten a chance to showcase themselves in Brooklyn colors. A minute and a half to go, though a lot of time running off here, so we'll see how Marie Dirt handles this situation. Brooklyn will be looking to grind out the rest of this game. Can Sporting JAX now find a response? They were so positive in the first half. Yellow card for time wasting there for Doherty. And then now another yellow card has just been booked. This one looks to be on a player for Sporting JAX. We'll wait confirmation on the individual.
Some frustration showing from Sporting JAX.
They'll do everything they can to grade out the clock as we hit 94 minutes. This one slips through for Puerta. Puerta rolls it back, and now a long ball over top. It'll be clearance ball for Brooklyn at this point. Puerta sends it into the middle, bounces through! Sporting JAX at the death find an equalizer! A stunning game with a stunning conclusion.
Sporting JAX just not giving up. Great ball by Porta, and Smith able to finish. And I mean, this is a tough ball to finish because it actually comes off a deflection from the Brooklyn defender. So it's not a clean ball through, but she's able to keep her focus, stay composed, just use the inside of her foot to put it past the keeper. Absolutely amazing.
What a game we've had. Bailey DeSmit with the game-tying goal. Puerta swinging the ball in. The first player of the month this season. Ball tapped away. Sporting JAX still hurrying time, still being afforded. Hughes playing into the middle, and it's knocked out. You love seeing both teams hurrying right now.
Love it.
Neither side content with the point. And the final whistle sounds. A roller coaster ride at Coney Island. 3-3 your score. What a game between Sporting JAX and Brooklyn FC in their first ever meeting. It was dramatic, it was chaotic, and it was some beautiful Gamebridge Super League football.
And this was a tale of two halves for sure. I mean, this was a different Brooklyn team that came out in the second half. And on the flip side, Sporting JAX just dominated, absolutely dominated that first half, and then just came out a little flat in that second half. And honestly, the fact that we ended with a tie, 3-3, first half goes to Sporting JAX, second half goes to Brooklyn.
Well, let's take a look at tonight's save of the game, brought to you by Cashable, the home of socially responsible credit. Kelsey Doherty in the goalkeeping position tonight, her third start of the season. And she had to deny the player of the month in Ashlyn Puerta, the leading goal scorer in the Gamebridge Super League. Keeps it from going through on that occasion. Well, we've got a lot to parse through and break down. Post-game coverage coming up next on Peacock. 3-3, your final score here. We'll step aside briefly. When we come back, we'll wrap this all up nicely in a little bow. Post game here in Brooklyn after a thrilling 3-3 draw between Brooklyn FC and Sporting JAX. Mark Schoenster and Christine Huber with you. And we are joined now by Rebecca Cook from Brooklyn FC. Rebecca, we appreciate you hopping on with us. I mean, I got to ask you, this team has now shown a couple of times in a row that the second half, you guys could come out swinging. What can you say about the mentality of this group to be able to take what happened in the first half, in essence, scrap it, and then look like a different team in the second 45?
Yeah, I think it's just the belief in our ability. I think we're starting games off slow, and I think what we show in the second half is what we can do. And I think we need to just keep believing in that in the first half too. But I'm really proud of this group and the mentality shown off the bench. Sam Rosette coming in, getting that goal. It just shows we can count on everyone, and we need everyone. And I'm really proud of this group today.
And talk about your goal that you scored. Thompson had a nice service in. Did you see it off her foot the entire way?
Yeah, I mean, I just have to trust the ball. She put it on a plate for me. I couldn't miss. But, yeah, it was a great ball, and, yeah.
Well, Rebecca, we appreciate you hopping on, and what a second half from your team. We definitely saw the fight that you're talking about from your squad. Thank you for hopping on, and best of luck with the rest of the season.
No problem. Thank you.
With that, let's take a look at the full-time highlights from this game. We got a lot of goals to break down here, Christine. Starting off in the first half with this service from Meg Hughes to Sophia Bowman.
And this is what started it off. Bowman with an excellent head goal, and it was just Sporting JAX. They were just able to split defenders, keep possession, and they looked calm and composed. And then things started changing a little bit here. Scarps with the Olympico, straight from the corner kick. She's able to score, and then it was all Brooklyn.
Yeah, Brooklyn with a lot of control here in the second half, but Sporting JAX would find an answer after that goal from a corner kick themselves. The header from Kenton would give their team the lead for the second time in the game, and then Brooklyn would take the reins once again.
Just heads up play by Cook on this goal here. She's able to see that the keeper is out, sends it in. Rosette, excellent chip. You cannot get better than that. The face of Brooklyn, she has been here since the beginning, and she deserved that one.
For sure. And then a couple minutes later, they'd find what they thought the time might have been the game winner. Thompson with a beautiful ball, and Rebecca Cook with the finish.
And you heard it right on a platter. There's no way Cook was going to miss that ball, and she puts it in with authority.
But this game was not done yet. The visitors showing some grit on the other side. An equalizer, 94th minute. Bailey DeSmit gets her first of the season.
And Porta able to serve this ball in to her teammate and get that tying goal right at the very end. It's a full moon, and it was craziness.
Yeah, the full moon really bringing out the chaos here this evening. Also, shout out Bailey DeSmit getting her first professional goal. We had a couple of those tonight, which is another reason to be tuned in every single week on the Gamebridge Super League, because new stars are rising every single minute. Now, these two teams will be playing, first off, next weekend for Brooklyn against Tampa. It'll be a Tuesday, October 12th game on the road against DC Power FC for Sporting JAX. This is where our show will end this evening for our entire broadcasting crew. For Christine Huber, my name is Mark Schoenster. We appreciate you tuning in. We hope you have a fantastic night. Your final score, 3-3.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.